Some people
Mm-hmm.
are expecting AI is the easy button that's going to magically solve a lot of problems, that you can put an agent on the workflow and boom, automatically it's just automated. And there's a lot more to
Mm-hmm.
it than that. And other people are like, oh, you're telling me you can do X, Y, and Z. I don't believe you. So there's the skepticism on the other side.
So thank you very much for joining, Steve. We are really delighted to have you on the Process People podcast. Just for you to know, the show is really an open conversation for and about the people who are doing the real work of transformation, of
Okay.
transforming organization and influencing the future of work. And this is the reason why we wanted to have you on board.
All right.
So thank you very, very much for accepting this.
Thanks for having me.
First, in order to introduce the topic for the people who have not come across your organization before, can you tell us who you serve and what problem you solve for them currently?
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, happy to talk about that a little bit. So I work for a firm, Definian, and we help organizations who want to get more out of their data, solve their problems, whether that be through uh, data governance, data engineering, migration, analytics, and of course, AI and agentic automation.
Okay, and you personally, what is your role specifically? How does it look like?
So I currently run our AI and automation practice. So I'm helping organizations do what it takes to get the data right and get the agent setups to take them from pilots to production.
Okay, amazing. I think we are going to have a real nice exchange. Thank you very much
All
for
right.
this introduction. I like to start the interview. First we need to have a fully open
Mm-hmm.
conversation, nothing formal, and because I think we have so many things to exchange about and so many things to get from you and your experience.
Mm-hmm.
I like to start with something really non-conventional. Can you tell us who's the most famous person you have ever run into, and what was the situation? This is a question I like to ask.
This is a good question. I don't in my our line of work don't run into too many famous people. Something really like odd like popped in my head. This is a very very old memory. Probably happened about 20 years ago. Driving home from a friend of mine, were driving home from a concert downtown Chicago. We stopped at a stop sign, and there's a guy who walks across, just right in front of our car, stops, looks at us, gives us a wink, and then continues out walking. We're like, we know this guy. And there's a actor who is always in plays a gangster in all the movies. And what popped in our mind was he's the guy from Dumb and Dumber who was the villain. And we just got a good cackle out of that. And I still think about that every once in a while. But yeah, I don't honestly, I haven't
Funny.
I don't run into
Okay,
famous people, and that
that's
was just like
that's
a
a funny
really
one.
odd encounter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, funny. Okay, then I would like to really again. Uh, I would like to get a lot from your experience.
Hmm.
Can you share with us what's the piece of conventional business wisdom you followed early on in your career, only to realize later that it was completely wrong for you and you changed it?
Advice that was completely wrong for me at the early in my career,
Hmm.
that I've changed. I'm going to pivot a little bit because I feel like if I got wrong, like, because personally, if I get something wrong, like a wrong advice or wrong information coming in, I try it, I move it, I forget about it, and I move forward. So I don't dwell on wrong advice. I just take that as people trying to be helpful, and I keep and I pass it on. And I keep moving forward. I think what good advice that still holds true is be curious, try, and show up.
Hmm.
So I think
Okay.
those three are really important pillars to whatever the criteria. So be curious about what people are working on, what will make others successful, and then try to help them be successful. So
I
help
like
others
that.
be successful, and
Yeah,
then all of a sudden it'll come back to you as well. It just builds upon itself. Everybody helping, yeah,
absolutely.
and
I really share that.
yeah, and try. Like, all right, this might
Yeah.
not be something that might be a little bit outside your comfort zone or your wheelhouse, but you can try and do it
Mm.
and learn how to fail and learn how to do it better. Like people, nothing is really out of the realm of obtaining with through effort, and you gotta give it a try.
Okay. And if you could add one thing in the standard playbook in your discipline, about your work, what would it be? What is the field not yet covered that you would like to have?
So addressing like how to tackle problems, a good framework to really accomplish goals and drive success.
Okay.
Or addressing problems and client problems, focus on what the customer or client or customer or person or whatever, what are they trying to solve? What is their objective? And really dig into that and to get a good understanding of what. Then it's why are they trying to solve this thing? All right. We understand what you're trying to accomplish, why are you trying to solve it? Get then who is affected by this. So who's going to be accountable for the change or whatever it is, or affected by it. Get
Mhm.
really clear on those three questions first before you start moving into how you going to solve it, how you going to do it, what does that look like. The, the how is the least important piece of any project or objective.
Okay. Is there a book or a framework or idea that has shaped how you think today about your work?
I've read a bunch and they just kind of merge together. I don't really have a specific one, but I think that framework, that simple framework makes it easy.
Mhm.
And you can focus
Me-
on that process. And then you can, once you're clear on the what, why, and how, or what, why, and who, then the how will work itself out. You can plan that out and it really makes sense to everybody involved.
I agree that it's never approach too easily. Make it easy is really something that should motivate us always. Absolutely right. Then about your current role, what is today a typical week actually for you? Not in terms of calendar, but the real reality.
Mhm.
What does your energy and your time actually go?
Yeah. So my role, consulting background, there's three things that make a consultant work that a consultant should be doing every week over week. And so I try to incorporate all three every week. One is to deliver great work. So that's really serve my clients, making sure that we're delivering what we promised to do and that they're really happy with the work that we're delivering. The second part is to sell great work. And so that is trying to find new opportunities, talk to new people to learn what they're working at and what problems other people are facing, so I could help serve them and win some more additional business for the firm. And the third is to build great teams. And so I try to dedicate a portion of the work to meeting with the team, meeting with individual team members to learn what their work like, what are their problems that they're struggling through, what are their aspirations, and making sure that we're holding each other accountable and that I'm unlocking the opportunities for them that they want to succeed in their career, and unlocking any blockers that might be helping preventing them from serving their customers.
Okay. And it's just a way of talking. What is keeping you awake today professionally? I hope you sleep well, but it's a way of talking. What is really keeping you awake?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything sitting on my desk, but I'm leading the AI automation practice and seeing the exponential growth and capabilities of Gen AI and agentic processing.
Hmm.
What keeps me awake is as organizations and people adopt these tools, is preventing the crutch of relying on them too heavily and
Yeah.
having that intellectual atrophy, or that kind of establishing a thinking gap of just blindly trusting the machine, and making sure that people are keeping sharp in the coding tools, the business decisions, all the content that it's returns back, is making sure that the people using those tools really stay sharp and just don't let their brains hand over their thinking to the machine, because
Amazing.
yeah, it boosts
You know,
productivity in the
I,
short term, but the long term it'll hurt everybody.
yeah, that's really amazing. I think I could have answered the same. That's really funny. Exactly the same for me as well. Okay, amazing. Yeah. And what would success look like for you this year for 2026 in that respect?
Yeah, so successful for me, it would be along those three pillars for consulting, is making sure I do all those three things. But the most important there
Yeah.
is going to be making sure that my team is achieving their goals, and I'm really
Hmm.
building that successful team, because that's going to propel the other two pillars of consulting work for me and for the firm, for everybody.
Are you facing real friction today, or are there some friction points that you are facing in your role?
Friction points. I think that the friction points in my role is overcoming the AI hype of what it can do, what it can't do, what it should do, and managing those expectations. Some people
Mm-hmm.
are expecting AI is the easy button that's going to magically solve a lot of problems, that you can put an agent on the workflow and boom, automatically it's just automated. And there's a lot more to it
Mm-hmm.
than that. And other people are like, oh, you're telling me you can do X, Y, and Z. I don't believe you. So there's the skepticism on the other side. So I think it's both sides of the coin. There is where I hit the friction.
And are there some topics for you that AI has not solved yet, or you are struggling with? Are there any specific fields in which AI, I mean, the experiment of AI has not deliver what you would have expected so far?
Not really. It always surprises me on the capabilities, like the ever expanding capabilities. It just keeps right. AI is the worst it will ever be right now.
Mm,
So tomorrow it's going to be better than it is today. So
yeah.
it's just fascinating on the capabilities that it can do. And
Hmm.
usually when I find out where it's giving bad information or not working as expected, it's my fault of not giving it the proper context, not making the data might the semantic model might is off somewhere. Maybe there's a definition or my prompt is not sufficiently guardrail.
Mm.
Anything that is off is usually can be fixed through one of those layers.
Okay. And any piece of advice for the next generation for someone who would like to become as successful as you are as a consultant in transformation and supporting customers in their transformation and automation programs? What is the best piece of advice you could give to our audience?
I think it's going to be curious, just it's like how we started off, right? Be curious,
Yeah, yeah,
show up, and help. And I'm going to add a fourth thing for that that's increasingly important, and that is
agreed.
think critically. Like keep that critical, really work on that critical thinking muscle and practice that and find ways to
Hmm.
really strengthen that. Because as the machines take
Hmm.
over more automations and more responsibilities, the being able to critically think to solve problems and really be that solver instead of just a task doer is going to propel anybody exponentially.
Agreed. Okay, thanks. Thank you very much for this input. Anything you would like to add, or what's the best way of joining you, Steve?
Yeah. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm fairly active there. Just look up Steve Novak and you'll find me. You'll see my picture and just click connect. I'll happy to interact with you there. And if you want to talk to me, there's a link. You can set up a meeting with me right through LinkedIn.
Okay, that was really a pleasure to have you and your input on this few things this morning. Thanks again for your time, Steve. It is really appreciated because. Um, you are identified as a very important person in the fields of transformation, and we recommend to indeed to contact you to learn more about what your organization is doing and how you can support organization in their transformation. That's great.
Excellent. Well,
Thank
thank
you
you. I
very much, Steve.
really appreciated the conversation. It was great meeting and talking with you.